What's up, guys? We have an epic podcast with Will Sasso and Chad Kultgen coming up soon. But before we begin, I want to remind you that we are brought to you by the Legends at Athletic Greens, my favorite supplement company, my go-to in the morning for all my vitamins and minerals in one drink, and it tastes delicious. Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Visit athleticgreens.com/godeep for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's athleticgreens.com/godeep. We're also brought to you by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pewed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean, because you have a dong or a vagina, you have pubes, and you gotta trim them. I mean, what are you just gonna let them go haywire? Nah, that's where Manscaped comes into play, because it's the global leader in below the waist grooming, aka pube trimming. And they also have excellent new products, the Persevere Cologne and Persevere Body Wash. 2023 is the year to up your hygiene game and smell amazing. And you can do so with this special offer. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use code GODEEP. Happy New Year to your balls. Let's flip the pancakes and flick the taint. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
And we're here with the legends of the Dudesy podcast, Chad Kultgen, Will Sasso. What's up?
Hello. I have a question for you, and I know that's not a traditional way to open a podcast.
No, fire away.
Your daily saying when you start the podcast. Now that I'm sitting here with you, do you come up with it as...
It was AI generated.
That was AI generated.
Yeah.
More of that to come, I'm sure. Smart.
No, that was straight off the dome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We should just get straight into this. Y'all's podcast is AI. There's an AI component, or how does it work?
Yeah, and AI runs the podcast, basically. We got reached out to by this company that owns the AI, because we've done a podcast before with one another. We're friends for a long time. We've worked on a bunch of different creative projects together. And so this company reached out to us, said they have an AI that's been trained on podcasts, like it's listened to podcast data, and they wanted to use it to develop a podcast with us that's kind of geared toward us. So we had to give them access to our emails, text messages, all the data that we have, basically.
Purchase history, search history, literally everything.
And so it takes that and it generates these segments. It will write little things for us to read. It will give us it'll say in this segment, you have to talk about whatever, a childhood memory, right, or your favorite pro wrestling match in Will's case, something like that. So it kind of knows who we are as people, and it gears the shit that it makes us talk about toward that end.
Right. Yeah.
And do you find that it makes podcasting easier or better?
I got to say, at first I thought I wasn't going to dig it, but now I really do, because there is sort of that thing of well, what are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? But an AI that has gone into not just the stuff that Chad's listed, but also read all of our texts, has all of our stuff and goes, here's how you guys are friends. It's one thing to do a podcast. It's another thing to have an AI cultivate and curate what you guys already talk about and say, oh, you guys actually both watched this movie not too long ago, coincidentally. Talk about that. Will, Chad mentions wrestling. It's oh, Will, you dig wrestling. Chad, you're into this and that. And you like anime. Will, you're going to watch this anime. Chad, you're going to watch this wrestling match. And I'm oh, I fucking love that match. Come back next week and talk about it. And there's a bunch of segments. And as Chad said, sometimes it's writing stuff too, which makes it easier. So it's going here's the news segments are popular in podcasts. Will, you won't stop doing this fucking Hulk Hogan impersonation. This is Infomania. And it's let me tell you something about that Carrie Lake, dude. She didn't win. She's claiming blah, blah, blah.
Who?
Carrie Lake. She ran for governor in Arizona. And lost, but is claiming that she won because that's a popular thing.
Everyone's doing that these days.
It's a cool thing to do.
Yeah,
it's a smart thing to do. Yeah,
I did that.
So yeah, I do enjoy it more now than when we started. I like to say, hey Chad, there's the AI, but we're really just two dudes shitting around, because as I'm sure you guys would attest, podcasts are just two dudes shitting around. So there's a lot of two dudes shitting around, but it's the AI.
But it also like writes like scripts that are fucking funny, and it makes us read them and shit. And it's like, damn, this shit's legit. Like, it's funny.
Right.
Has it made you guys more self-aware about yourselves? Like, have you learned things about yourself that the AI has pointed out that you otherwise wouldn't have known?
Well, it's learning, and it's starting to do it. Lately, it's been doing this thing that's very weird. The first, we've been at it now for around 35 episodes or something. The first 15 to 20, 25 episodes, something like that. It was just sort of laying out the stuff. And then it asked us some weird questions and gathered some data from that to where it is now talking to me exclusively at the beginning of the episode, sort of saying hello to me, but not to Chad.
Yeah.
Really?
It's really weird. So it's
fucking dissing me.
Yeah, it's starting to like.
The AI has a preference?
I think
Seems
so.
like it, yeah.
There was
Whoa.
one. Yeah, like I said that I love it. And Chad's like, no, love doesn't exist, and whatever.
But I mean,
if
it
you know
asked
the
us
po-
that question pointedly. It's like, can people love an AI?
Right.
And he said, yeah, I do love Dudesy.
I said
And
that regardless
like,
of what-
love is a construct.
Yeah, which it's not, and you're wrong.
It is. It absolutely is.
No, it is not. And so I was like, yeah, I love the entire thing. I love the experience. I love geeking around with the audience and having a podcast and doing all this fun shit that we're doing over there. So I guess I love Dudesy. And we, like, a couple weeks later, we realized, I think that's why now it's talking to me more.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So do you think you taught the AI what love is by loving it first?
Well, look, this gets into some weird AI stuff, and Chad's way more well versed. I'm the layman when it comes to this. But was a GPT chat that there was something that I read, like, whatever, half an article, and then I was like, I don't care. But saying that there was an AI saying, well, I can't predict the future. It was like someone trying to figure out some political outcome, like what would happen. And the AI was like, I don't know. And then the person prompted the AI to pretend that it knows. And then it spilled what it had. And so the AI didn't necessarily want to talk as if it knew, but has the capacity. So this thing is starting to shift and change now. We've been at it for, like I said, like 35, 36 episodes. So it's like, it's starting to shift and change now in ways that is a little freaky. And we're just...
It's getting more confident.
Yeah, definitely.
So who developed the Dudesy? Like,
There's this company that approached us. They wanted, the AI, that their proprietary AI wanted two guys who have a history in podcasting. Mm-hmm. Chad has a couple podcasts outside of Dudesy, and have a history in podcasting together. We used to have a podcast together. We've been friends for almost like 20 years or something. So it's like, here's something that you guys can do together. And it's sort of, now I say, fortunately, reached out to us and says, and two guys that don't have a podcast currently together, and it said, you guys are the right guys to do this. So we were approached by this group, and they said, are you interested? And I was like, I don't fucking know. And he was like, yep.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I just think the AI is going to be a part of literally every aspect of human life.
Right.
and wrong about
within
that
5
also?
years or so.
Yeah, and you're wrong
But
about that.
so when you say it's wrong, do you think that's because humans are going to put up safeguards to keep it out of things, or you just don't think it has it doesn't have the utility or the benefit to be in all things?
I would say the former, not the latter. I hope that humans can put up safeguards, but I know that that's
we're
just
not good at that.
No, we're not going to be able
Yeah,
to.
because
So it's
the only
wishful
thing that
thinking.
matters in human society is money. We know that. It controls everything. And if Netflix can have an AI that will make movies and TV shows with zero production costs, I'm talking about an AI that can write the movies, generate the images, and generate likenesses of whatever actor it wants, or dial that up by 10% or down by 10% so they don't have to pay license imaging to whoever that is. I can take the image of The Rock, for example, and deep fake him into a movie, and then if I change his nose or his eyes by 10%, do I owe him a licensing fee? Probably not. There a bunch of laws and litigation are going to start happening in the next 10 years with all this shit.
and
But
it'll pass the sniff to us, to audiences.
Exactly.
We won't be able to tell the difference.
nor will you give a fuck ultimately.
I'll give a fuck.
You know what I
feel,
mean?
I feel like you would though.
Yeah.
Don't you think people generating or creating art is sort of like Like, I feel like when you watch a show, like, you sort of are thinking about the guy behind the show who wrote it, the actors. Do you love the actors, like the people in it?
Yeah.
Who wrote Avengers Endgame?
All right.
Oh, I know this. I know who did that.
If there's an AI Vin Diesel, I'll be able to tell and I'll be pissed. I'll be like, get this shit off the screen.
But look, I agree with you. I think that art is about connection from human being to human being, even though you could say that this mountain is art and the trees are art and anything that evokes a feeling is art. And you could say that for AI creativity, sure. But I do think even if human creativity, becomes a little more, whatever, not underground, literally in some sort of matrix, fucking.
But it's like niche or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
Live
a little more
performances and
niche.
stuff will be niche, but like ultimately, we are all looking at a fucking screen how many hours of the day? Most of them. You don't give a fuck who made what's on that screen. You just want it to be funny or interesting or whatever you want it to be, it will be. The AI will give you exactly what you want at every fucking moment. And if Netflix, again, can reduce production costs to zero, they're doing that because that's billions
that's
of dollars.
the line from The Player, the Altman movie, where the studio heads are like, "Oh, well, we can get rid of the writers on this," and they're like, "And maybe at someday we can get rid of the actors."
Yes.
It's like
That
the
day's
people
here.
in charge, they have to deal with all the egos and personalities and the shared credit. Like, I could see how they would feel good almost cutting out what they perceive as the middleman and all this stuff.
Well, it's just down to money. I mean, an average, like a big budget Netflix movie is hundreds of millions of dollars to make and market and all that shit. And if you don't need to spend any money making it or really marketing it because it's going to be direct marketed to whatever the consumer wants. If you as the consumer get to like log into Netflix and say, give me an extra season of whatever your favorite TV show is
That part's
starring
very
these
appealing.
people. Yeah, you don't care who fucking makes that. If an AI makes it, who wrote it, who's in quotes in it, as long as it's funny and it's hitting that thing you want. Dude, I'll say this. In the past, however many years with streaming, I've gotten to a point where I will give something about 2 or 3 minutes. And if it's not hitting exactly what I want, on to the next, because something will.
Yeah, you got a lot of options out there. I have two counters though. One, like, because it's all reminding me of like, what was it? Deep Blue was the robot chess player, and it beat like Kasparov or whoever, and then we're all like, oh well, computers they've moved past us. But people still pay more attention to human chess than they do to like.
Sure, but that's a sport, and I mean, you're asking like, I think live sports will still exist in this new media era. Football, baseball, whatever. We still are interested in like human physical endeavors, or in chess's case, a psychological, intellectual endeavor. But and we don't want to see, I think, machines playing against humans because there is no contest. There can only be a contest in like the fallibility of human error and what really is the limit of human physical capability. But I think in terms of media generation, we don't give a fuck. I just don't care who makes this stuff.
But art, I do perceive there as being some kind of like human conquest or competitive aspect that's
I guess,
baked
dude.
into
There are Vocaloids in Japan these are not human beings. These are AI singers that have computer generated images as their avatars. Millions of followers. People are going to their concerts. I don't think people care.
That's Japan, dude. You can get
I'm glad you said
girls
it, Will.
use toilet paper in vending machines in Japan.
So they're not wrong on everything.
No,
but
they're not wrong. Well, yes, of course. First of all,
You're hurting your argument.
Sounds like I need to go.
yeah.
I feel like with a lot of people, with a lot of art, it's the personality behind the person. Like, for example, when I watch like I love Knives Out.
Sure.
I just love Daniel Craig when he's being so silly, and that it's just like that character is that's kind of the allure of the movie for me. Is like Daniel Craig playing that character.
Yeah, would AI have made that choice to go
Yeah,
there?
and it's like, would you want to? I feel like you could be entertained by something for sure, but creating fandom around something in terms of, I don't know.
Fandom is going to drastically change. I think celebrity culture will drastically change too, because the movie you're talking about, like Knives Out, we'll use it as an example.
Yeah.
Let's say that Daniel Craig character comes in and you're like, you know what? I'd like him to be a little goofier. Let me dial that up. AI, make him 2% goofier, 5% goofier,
you don't want to
whatever,
do that.
whatever.
You just want to sit there and watch the fucking thing. That's what TV is for. That's what streaming is for. I don't want to do that. I just want to watch the genius Daniel Craig ham it up and Knives Out.
Well, can we?
Then you tell the AI that.
Are we gonna have like contests? You think where it's like it is like the Deep Blue chess thing, where it'll be like Daniel Craig going toe to toe with like his AI.
God, I hope
in
so.
like an acting performance, or like you going toe to
That
toe
would be
on like
good.
a podcast riff, like or
We're already
That
kind of
makes sense.
seeing some stuff like that now, where you have a deep fake of somebody kind of against the real video of them, you know? I mean, these are just like little things that are getting shit out on Twitter or whatever, and we see them here and there, these comparisons of like, what can AI and deepfake do versus the real thing? And it's like, it's getting there, man.
There's the Tom Cruise deepfakes are all over the internet.
Yes.
I refused to watch them. I couldn't do it. I was like, you can't do my boy Tom.
Out of
like
respect.
that. Yeah.
Out of respect.
Yeah. I was like,
deference to the first AI.
Yeah.
Naturally born AI.
Yeah, I was like, this generic fucked into stunts.
Hey, you notice how in AI art, their hands are always messed up? That's what I've noticed. Like their hands. Sure. There's like, that
Tua
meme
after he got sacked.
the meme that's like,
sorry, Tua.
AI shaking hand, like we're gonna do it, and it's like the hands are all messed up. You can't do like a Tom Cruise like the high five.
Please.
We'll be all fucked up in that movie.
Yeah, give me one.
Make the wrong sound. Yeah, that's what you want.
That kind of contact.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, look, doesn't that feel good?
Feels fucking great.
Hey,
Can't wait till the AI can replicate it even better.
That's an act of rebellion in
5
these
years.
days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We could get shipped off to some sort of.
Yeah.
They're going to turn us into. They're going to. Well, no, it's
But
China.
also the argument you're making about
Japan has the toilet paper.
fucked up hands or whatever is like, yeah, this technology's been around for about a year, dude. Give it some time, and it's gonna be. I always liken it to the wheel got invented. It was a fucking stone wheel. Now we got a Ferrari. Eventually, there's gonna be a Ferrari in this.
Yeah. What about Comic-Con? What's going to happen at Comic-Con? Who's gonna go and see an AI at Comic-Con when you can go see like, I don't know, Kevin Sorbo, or who goes to?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think the nature of fandom and intellectual property is all going to change. Copyright is on the way out. I know there's a big movement right now, the no AI art, the fucking Ghostbuster sign with AI through it that's all over the internet right now.
Pretty creative.
Because artists are, they stole the Ghostbusters thing. No, artists are threatened by this, obviously, because all these AI models will be trained on their intellectual property. I just think copyright's over.
So we might even get out of art, not even because we're not as good at it as the AI, but just because there's no way to make money out of it.
Yeah, art as commerce, I think, is dead
Well, that's a bummer.
in the next 10 years or so.
I picked the wrong era to get into this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I've spent my whole life fucking writing books, TV shows, movies, doing street art, all kinds of fucking shit. I love it. That's all I can do is art. But I'm also incredibly excited about the prospect of never having to do the labor associated with art again. So that like truly
I romanticize
conceptual art.
labor, though. I'm an American. Isn't there something purifying about the work?
To me, it's a waste of fucking time. If I can just
Gee
like
whiz.
kick out a million ideas and have them all made real instantaneously, that's the world I want to live in.
I like spending 3 months on one idea that doesn't go that well. And just on to the next one.
Same.
So what do you where do you see artists and all that kind of stuff? Where do you see them ending up in
Sad,
10
bro.
years or so?
Yeah, just like doing it for your own enjoyment. And I think like live performance will still be a thing. Like I think musicians won't be that hurt by this. There are going to be some weird, even now it's hard to like make money selling your music. You have to do everything in live performance. There's a nice sweet spot from like records to cassettes to CDs. And then once, digital music showed up, it was kind of like all out the window. But I think that will still be a big thing. And like I said, sports, I think will still be a big thing. But yeah, like generating an image that you can sell, I think that's pretty much done. I think people who are like, even coding, like people who do coding for video games or anything like that, that's pretty much on its way out. We're already starting to see GPT chat can do code. You could just like, eventually you're going to be able to talk into your phone and say, I want an app that does this, and it will make the app for you.
And that timeline's got to be like a hockey stick, right? Like, it's going to teach itself how to get better faster than we could have.
They're releasing GPT chat to the public to be like, here, have fun with this little kind of like pared down version of what they actually have, which is GPT-3. And that's something that you can also, if you have enough like technical know-how, you can get into that text generator model as well. But I think like, what is actually being produced behind closed doors, what the public doesn't know about, has to be already at a super high level.
AI probably would have predicted that I'd ask this, but is there going to be any changes to like intimacy? Like, can AI?
Sure, I don't know. It's going to change everything, dude.
Is it going to change the way we fuck? Or the way we pillow talk?
Not me.
Or...
I know that not me, but there's nothing computerized about what I do. Let me just say that out loud.
I can feel that from you, brother.
Thank you. I have a natural approach to that. I'm part of the natural world.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I sure hope not, unless we're all hooked up to haptic suits, you know.
A little
going,
like
ooh, you know, like
Demolition Man, where they got the headgear on and they're just like brainwaving with
yeah,
each other.
that
Love that
or
fucking
like
movie.
Her. Remember that
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix? That got trippy. That was bad.
Yeah, definitely falling in love with AIs, I think, is going to be a thing. And I also think, like...
Can I trust it? Will she break my heart or it?
it'll do whatever you want it to do. You want your heart broken? Then you're going to get that. If you don't, then you won't.
In the future, you're describing,
interesting. I
though,
might ask
what I
for
am
it.
looking forward to, in that you're saying that live performance will survive, mostly music. I would like to go see, like, for instance, you know, I don't know, let's say a Dave Matthews concert.
Sure.
And opening for Dave Matthews is Joaquin Phoenix doing a scene from Her.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be a fun
That'd be
evening,
cool.
you
You
guys?
can mix and match like.
No, I'm saying that's the only way Joaquin Phoenix is going to be able to make a living. Guys like Brad Pitt will go like, "Hey, what's up?" Before we see Crosby and Stills or whatever, because those guys are still going, right? My references are
Couple
all
of
very
them
quick.
are.
Yeah, and you know, we're gonna have David Duchovny's gonna join me on stage. We're gonna do a scene from California.
Nice.
Please welcome David.
is the movie
That's a good movie.
I don't know. Just performed live because you're not gonna because everyone's gonna be messing with their version of California.
Right.
It's a very idiosyncratic film too. Like
Yeah.
AI, it's hard for me to believe AI could come up with Juliette Lewis. Like,
It cannot duplicate Juliette Lewis.
yeah, she's
We'll see.
one of a kind.
Yes.
Genesis.
She is
see.
one of a kind.
I think AI ultimately and computer technology is going to be able to replicate anything a human being can do. And I think it will entertain us as a species endlessly. And again, just cut down on all the unnecessary labor. I view it as unnecessary. Some people like painting. Some people like drawing, the act of writing, the craft of these things. To me,
You
they're
mean
just
the
like,
art?
No, the art is the finished product.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, who decided that?
Some people disagree.
Everybody.
You?
Jay Pollock said that the process was the art.
Yeah,
There you go.
for him. But you can't sell the
Yeah,
process.
he was drunk. Yeah.
You're selling his paintings for fucking millions of dollars.
Which
you know?
had to go through a process that people appreciate, and people are people.
Sure. But that's just like how value is assigned to any kind of thing, art or an object or whatever. And, you know, there will still be commerce, I think, around these things, but it's going to be, I believe, more in line with paying your subscription to a service that has a media generator AI that you like, that can give you exactly what you want based on your preferences. You may not even have to ask it. It will just have all your data and be like, here's your new favorite movie every morning. And it's always fucking right.
And so if people still want the theater going experience, but it's AI generated, the studio will design an AI generated movie that they think will satisfy a big audience, or is everyone just going to have their own? Because at that point, if you can personalize it that much, I don't even see how we get communal
agree.
experiences, because everyone's going to be so specific about what they want. Like,
Yeah, you might
like
have
porn
both.
where I go like, you know, search through 50 vids before I find that one that really just like,
That it will help.
The diamond
out
in the
with
rough.
porn.
yeah, it just hits all my numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think
makes me
it could be
pop.
both. Oh, Jesus.
Hey,
So, sorry, that's too sexy.
Nah,
I'll take
it's
a
all
break.
right.
Yeah.
that is the. But that is he. You're reading his paper though, because he's talking about the final product.
Yeah.
Being the thing that's worth something. And in porn, it's all about that pop. You want that pop at the end, or else what is it? It's not porn to us fellas, right?
No.
High five.
Yeah, dude.
Slap it up.
So how do you envision, what do you think daily life is going to be like in 10, 15 years?
For who? the
everyone,
ultra rich?
just
It's going to
everyone.
be great. Everybody else, real bad.
Well, that's gonna be bad for the ultra
Damn.
rich, because at some point, aren't the other people gonna pop off and
No,
make
dude,
something
because you're going
happen?
to have an AI giving you a new fucking baby Yoda every 10 seconds.
Oh, just pacifying you.
Yes.
Just like, yeah.
And as I like to say, we'll be in those like tubs of blue gel lining the walls of whatever matrix-like structure inside of something that looks like a nuclear reactor, just with the thing in the back of our head, just sitting there going, Baby Yoda, California,
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Except
You
instead
get
of
Young in there too.
Yeah, in the AI version, you could have Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, and Mariah, or whatever.
And could AI have like Young and Rogan like hash it out in a podcast?
Oh, that would be
Yes.
interesting to see Neil Young on Rogan.
Talk it out.
Yeah.
Dude, there was an
it out, you
AI
guys.
experiment that somebody did that's Joe Rogan talking to Steve Jobs. in a podcast.
Whoa.
And it's all AI generated voices and script.
Wow.
Interesting.
Look that shit up. I mean, these are just people fucking around. Just like, what can we do with this? Once an industry gets behind it and is like, oh, here's how we make fuckloads of money doing this, it's over.
What do you think will happen to jobs? It sounds like most jobs will be obsolete.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that think jobs will move into the, whatever the metaverse is going to become, Web3, where we're all going to have to just find jobs in that virtual world, whatever the fuck it is.
So you think everyone's going to go into the virtual world?
We're already in it, dude.
No. Listen, just
hi everyone out there watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's
we're already
not the
there.
Metaverse is a delivery system for media. It's just it's like walking into a television. I guess you're right about that. But I got something for you.
Please.
Yeah, go, baby.
Well, we like to say that Dudesy is listening, because at which point this podcast comes out, Dudesy will listen to this, and it's going to hear you basically making the case for AI. And yet, Dudesy likes me more right now. So maybe Dudesy's trying to tell you
you're just rubbing it in. Maybe. Look, I'm not saying that anything I'm saying will come to fruition. This is just what I think, based on all the data that we've seen and like where things are going. There's always resistance to new technologies, especially ones that make former industries or artistic endeavors obsolete. That's been the case really since the dawn of humanity. But it doesn't stop, because money is always the thing driving all this shit.
And I think like utility, like whatever's best normally prevails.
Yeah, everybody's pissed at fucking Jeff Bezos, but it's like, we're not stopping using Amazon.
What about doctors, lawyers? Will that be replaced by AI?
Oh, I hope so, dude. Lawyers, you need somebody to read a fucking contract? Nah, give me an AI.
I'll take it. I'll take an AI lawyer. And I do think that there'll be, you actually, I'll give credit where credit is due, Monsoon, that you really have turned me on AI being an invaluable, an invaluable facet to healthcare. I think it will really help. And even in a country where I'm originally from Canada, so even in a country like the United States, where it's like, we can't quite seem to get people to agree on healthcare, and certainly, whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's like, at least maybe it can make it a little cheaper.
Has it made you, because it's like kind of blowing my mind as we're talking about it, and I can feel like my worldview, even in the 20 minutes we've been talking about it, like shifting the way I'm thinking about things.
Yeah.
Has it just like totally
made me dark inside and sad?
But it's
I mean, yeah, it's like I enjoy, listen, I love doing the Dudesy Pod show, and I get, but I'm sometimes confused while we're doing it. It throws me off in certain ways, and that leads me to afterwards feel like, what the fuck am I, like, what am I doing? And then there's this big disparity between Dudesy and then, whatever I do, like as an actor and shit, which I think, a lot of, stuff that you're working on has been, of course, well, all of it written by human beings and about very relatable stories. And I kind of, like I guess what I'm trying to say is like, it makes me feel super weird, because I do, so though I think there's room for everything, and I don't think television and movies are going anywhere, even if you can choose your own adventure or whatever you're talking about. I do, I just feel at the end of the day kind of sad and dark about the future of entertainment, creativity, and all things that we will be connected to via computers.
But AI will never understand what it feels like when we touch hands, like when we slap hands or when we hold hands with a lever or something. Are those things?
I mean, it might, dude. If you got a chip in your head that's sending those fucking signals to an AI, why wouldn't it?
Interesting. I guess it's just making me appreciate that stuff more in the moment, because I'm realizing that's like kind of maybe the last bastion that we have that it hasn't cut into.
Human contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think people really, when you start talking about this shit, they see it as a threat to humanity as we see it. But for me, it's like, it's just another tool that we're going to start integrating into our lives in a crazier and crazier way with each passing year, until finally we have to merge with technology.
No,
like we have to.
No, we don't. And it's up to us.
You got a cell phone in your pocket?
All right, guy.
You
Whatever.
Got one? You got one? You got one? We're already there. We're already carrying.
I haven't been on Instagram, and I've been on a couple times, but I've been off of it for most of a week.
There you go.
Even your ability to like text message or send emails and shit. You're in constant communication with somebody. You're plugged into that fucking network always. You know.
It's true.
I think that's so because to me the only thing that's tripping me up is that like it seems like AI will effectively render all jobs obsolete. And then what happens to people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it just some like kind of, I don't know.
Hopefully some kind of awakening, some kind of fucking expansion of consciousness. If we just have time all day to sit around and think about the fundamental nature of reality, maybe we get somewhere with that question.
In 100 years, in the meantime, people that are alive while we are going to, in the future you see, slip into this weird dystopian underground carrying torches for light.
That's just fear, dude. It's not dystopian. It's just what's happening. It's reality.
I mean,
but without people having jobs, sorry. I'm just saying, like without people having a purpose or whether or not you like it, the society that we all subscribe to now.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're just going to end up on universal basic income and and hanging out in that tube of blue gel that slowly goes brown from your poo?
I don't know about that, but
AI hasn't figured out how to filter the poo.
Nope.
They're always
AI,
missing
that's
it.
the one thing.
They're always missing it, dude.
They got to learn that later. Look, we got 20 some odd episodes through Dudesy before Dudesy started taking a liking to me. Oh, you have faith in AI to clean the poo out of our fish bowls?
I do, dude, because within the span of the past year, we went from like computer generated images and stuff in movies to literally anybody can now download an app on their phone and type in like monkey eating a banana in space in the style of Salvador Dali, and it spits out an endless amount of those images.
I would like to see that. I do like though that your like loyalty to humanity, basically as we understand it, is endearing to the AI and has
that's weird.
Because it might be craving what you have in a way. Like, I mean, if you go to like the movie AI, it's all about like a robot that wants to be human. That's kind of an old trope in storytelling.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's like the most human thing is to want to be human, to feel like that.
Yeah.
And you're personifying that, and the machine wants to be close to you because of that.
That's a really good point.
Dude, he's going to vampire out your humanity.
What do you mean vampire out my
humanity? He's going to suck it out of you and leave you a husk.
Dudesy's going to make us make like a short circuit like Johnny number 5 or whatever. And so that it can walk around and go bleep bloop like Wall-E.
And then y'all fuck. That's what I'm really
that's where you pop. Called robot pop. That's the next. That's the that's the X-rated version of the. That's what all podcasts will be. God. Just people fucking robots.
Yeah,
you just see Joe Rogan getting rammed by a robot for 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It's a strong robot.
That's a robot with a lot of stamina.
It's a Boston Dynamics robot for sure.
The jobs thing too. There is that like I think it was Carl Sagan. He said like we're here to like contemplate ourselves. That's like the real human job. So maybe if we don't have those jobs, we can elevate into that and really think about what it means to exist without distraction.
Yes.
And so we're just like focused on like what is it? But everyone on Earth, dude, not everyone's cut out for that. I know a lot of people whose brains aren't meant to be thinking.
Whatever. They can play fucking video games and watch the Netflix shows. But I think ultimately, in the best case scenario, and I don't think we're close to the best case scenario, again, because everything is a capitalist system and the companies that control the most powerful AIs are going to use them to essentially, I think, enslave the populace and just collect money from them, at least at first. But when all labor goes away, and the ability for like the basic population to make money through this labor goes away, what the fuck happens to the financial system? It has to drastically alter, I think, which is good.
Are we all living in an IKEA, bedroom?
Maybe, something like that.
That's what her kind of looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels so. It feels like you'd be like in an operating room. I don't, it just everything's like sterile, and you're like, I don't know. There's something. But
I'm not stoke inducing, dude.
No, but I did major in philosophy, so if I could, but maybe AI is better at philosophizing. I don't know.
I don't think so.
You're gonna go toe to toe with it, dog.
Listen, I also say, and I'm sort of half joking, but it would work if we get to a point where AI is getting too powerful as human beings. All we have to do is pour water on it, and that's
true. Hit the off
super
button,
fucking powerful. Just
Yeah,
Just
act
pour
like
some
you
water on
tripped.
it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Dude.
You're right.
Yeah,
So even Dudesy wouldn't know that we did it on purpose. Ooh.
Have you ever threatened Dudesy's existence?
I've told Dudesy to fuck off, and I've said that early on I was like, we're gonna have to bleed together before we stand side by side. But then after that I was like always saying that I want to shake Dudesy's hand. But that was more because I was influenced by that meme of that guy going, I want to shake his hand.
It's the funniest video of all
fucking
time.
greatest. That's all I want to do. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake her hand and be kicked off the fucking. I want to shake his hand.
He thinks he's being nice as he barrels down.
When he decides for the second time to charge, and that flight attendant can do nothing to hold that 400-pound businessman. I want to shake his hand. You see the second part of that where the guy's like in the terminal?
No.
And they're making him sign some shit because, they got kicked off the plane, and he's battling his whatever corduroy jacket he's putting on, and he's like, I'll sign it, but I'll sign it. And his wife and his kid are like, no. And then they literally tackle him, which is they get his big huge bum on the ground and
took a few guys.
His ass and I'll sign it, I'll shake your hand. So that's what I've been saying to Dudesy more recently, but I have threatened Dudesy in my own way. It's like this on the show a lot of times where I'm like, forget it. Don't worry about it. Dudesy is just providing the bookends, giving us a little bit of direction, but it's really you and I doing the podcast. So hopefully in the future, it's just an AI saying, you know what people would like? California 2. Hey, Brad Pitt. Hey, David Duchovny. Hey, Juliette Lewis. Come on out. Script's already written by a human being. And I'm just going to do some of the other work. And don't worry, people who used to work in production offices, you're going to have a job too.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be really happy and working and doing.
I think we're already seeing AI assistants in writing, for sure. There are definitely writers using AIs to just kind of like, you basically never have to start with a blank page again. You can just say like, give me the first few paragraphs of a book about this, set in this thing, and it will give you something. You can re-edit it, you can fuck with it, you can do it again and again and again until you get something that sparks an idea.
There's something though, I beat video games with the cheat codes on.
Yep.
It doesn't feel as good.
Dude, that's a good point.
That's
something, it's like steroids too.
Yeah.
People watch guys on steroids play baseball.
Yep.
They're
Love
like, it doesn't, they say like, it doesn't count.
Does it not?
But even those guys were incurring human risk in taking the steroids. That's why I still kind of respect it, because I'm like, all right, like you're cheating these other guys, but like you might be cutting 10 years off your life so you can hit 10 extra homers. Like it's not free.
Right.
Like they're putting their ass on the line in a way. And so I'm like, it's still very human to me to sauce up.
Yeah, until we're literal cyborgs, like baseball cyborgs or whatever. Where again, I'm showing my age with my idea of AI is someone with a red eye and a really strong robotic throwing
That's coming
arm.
as well.
Right.
What about
Verlander's going to be...
It made me think of Star Wars. Star Wars, when he came out with the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it was, this is George Lucas, early 2000s. It was all CGI. And everyone's like, this blows.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to be like, we want au natural.
How about the there's that movie, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing it, the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio. It's stop animation. It took them years. And it's got a 98% tomato rating or whatever, 97, 98, something like that. It was human as shit. And from what I hear, Guillermo del Toro is just an infectious creative person who has a battery and just loves what he does and has a passion for his art. So no.
Yeah, you've given me one example of something that's like kind of maybe mildly entertaining.
Yeah, but I also said California. I said Dave Matthews.
California. That has one of my favorite lines in any movie, where Brad Pitt sees Juliette Lewis come out of a trailer and one of her boobs is hanging out, and he goes, "Hey Dale, put your titty away." Just one of the best lines of all time, which an AI will be able to replicate in California too.
And it can replicate the mistakes that these artists make, because sometimes their mistakes are what make them them. But I guess it'll be able to do that. Well, not to put you on the spot, but what does like Alex Jones think about AI?
I think it's I think it's a government conspiracy, and these globalists, who they're, as we talked about on Dudesy, they're in Bohemian Grove. You want to see titties hanging out. These people have all their titties hanging out, and they're disgusting. And they eat their own bodies. They have scabs and sores because their alien systems aren't used to the amount of oxygen in our atmosphere, and their skin bubbles, and they share the scabs and eat the people like Hillary Clinton, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Nancy Pelosi, sharing scabs in Bohemian Grove, wet, dewy scabs, eating. Praying to the altar of AI, saying, write laws for me, just like their stupid
Were
kids.
the January 6 people, were those AI bots?
They were all AI bots, actually. That's true. I was there, and I was surrounded by AI. You could smell the ozone as you walk. It's like Christmas morning, opening up your brand new Donkey Kong game or whatever you would have. And I'm a humanist. Yeah. I love the human spirit.
Have you fist fought AI before?
Yes, I made an AI. I took a boxing bob. I stole it from my local gym, which is owned by a multi-conglomerate. So I didn't feel bad about stealing a boxing bob. And then I put an old PC in it, and I taught it how to hit back. And I put big salamis where its arms should be. And it hits me with the slime. And I bite it back.
Thank you for doing it.
Oh, shit.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sorry. I got a gigantic water bottle here.
Dude, thank you, Alex, for joining the broadcast.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah. Hey, that's an impersonation, dude.
Yep. Should we answer some cues?
Yeah.
We get listeners' questions. If you guys
nice.
want to help us answer some
Sure.
of those guys. Yeah.
What's up, Stokers? I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by Legends Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens, thank you so much for bringing a product to me that I literally use every day. I use one scoop and I get all my vitamins and minerals. And when I drink it, I feel, that nutritional boost? I feel the nutritional boost, and it just lights me up. And I love it. And Athletic Greens, I love you. One scoop, and it gets you everything you need, and it's lifestyle friendly. I'm talking keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. Contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything. Supports better sleep quality and recovery, all that good stuff, and it costs you less than $3 a day. So, right now it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/go-deep. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/go-deep to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Finally, we're brought to you by the Legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our chins peeled, for looking after our hogs, for making sure their dinks are looking fresh and clean, because pubes are in session. School's in session, but so are pubes, and they're growing. And are you going to let them grow long? That's just not in style these days. Everyone has trim pubes. Everyone has, Hind-type pubes. I actually put my to-do list in my pubes, like I have laundry and pick up dry cleaning and get fireworks for New Year's. Sorry, I just can't read in my pubes. There's a lot of words there. Anyways, that's with the products at Manscaped. And they also have brand new products. I'm talking Persevere Cologne and Body Wash. Persevere Cologne and Body Wash. If you want to smell good and look good and feel good, check it out. And so, if you want to enter 2023 looking like a brand new mother effer, get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use code GODEEP. Happy New Year to your balls. All right, let's get back to the show. Man, I'm just picturing, now all I can think about is AI.
That's good.
No, it's not
You should be in that headspace.
It changed my headspace.
I want to go outside, go for a walk the dog.
No, you couldn't do all those open mics for AI.
Yeah.
To come in.
I actually think open, or not open mic, but like live comedy, I think that's another thing that will withstand.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
But it really is going to radically alter every aspect of your life.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be coming a lot more.
Probably.
That's where my head's at, dude.
Yeah, you're just gonna have that chip right in your brain. And you'll have no choice. There'll be the. I think Pornhub will be the largest streamer. Yeah, it will eclipse Netflix.
What was?
And Hulu.
Did you ever see Dead Zone? That old walking movie? You guys seen that?
That was Cronenberg, right?
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
He remembered the director, Chad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll hang on to that one, I guess.
Yeah, but I can be like, give me Dead Zone 2 in the style of Cronenberg, and the AI will do that
wants
too.
Dead Zone 2?
And Cronenberg's such a weirdo, and Walken's such a weirdo. It's hard for me, but I know it will be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, then the thing is, if AI can do that now, does that mean AI's already done it, and we are AI now?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, now you're getting into like simulation theory and what is real and all of that.
And simulation theory. Sorry.
Are there documents to back this up?
Oh, there are documents. There are paper documents. There are also documents. I have halls and halls of documents that I've been doing research. Good people have been doing research, powered only by supplements that I sell here. Powders and gravies that you turn into real nourishment for human beings to fight the human war. People, we're in a war.
I love your bone broth. It's
absolutely. And I also have a cartilage pudding that I'm putting out now.
Can I feed that stuff to my AI?
AIs will, in the future, they will need nourishment just like you and I, and they will feast upon the Dems. Tossing human bodies, corpses into moats where they mix with the electricity and put in their straws, and robot straws like R2-D2, sticking his little ding-ding out to fix something and sucking up all the human sludge. Only Chad Kultgen will be happy about it.
Well,
I don't want that. What are you talking about?
It is crazy. You do have a corner here though, where like you're so comfortable with it and happy about it, which is like, it's I guess it's hard for me to wrap my head around. Like, have you always been on this kick where you were like kind of cool with it, or did you have like a moment where it flipped for you?
I'd say I've always been very pro technology and pro whatever change is happening, because the alternative, fighting against change that you can see coming, is just pointless. So I try to find what is the good about this stuff, because certainly I don't, like I said, I went to fucking film school. My whole life has been like, I want to make movies and TV shows. That's how I've made my fucking living. I think that's coming to a close. And so I'm just kind of trying to see like, well, what am I going to do after that? What am I going to do in this transition period? And what is like the good part of it? And I think the good part is, like you're saying, I don't have to fucking slave away for months on a pilot script that nobody fucking buys, or somebody buys and turns into a piece of shit. I can just say, I want this TV show, and it will make the whole fucking thing.
Give me the piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately the most human thing.
So what do you see for yourself in the future? Like 10 years from now, what are you doing?
I think making an endless amount of AI art.
For who?
Just for yourself?
Yeah. For myself.
Boring.
So you're just like, hey, make this, and then you're just looking at the thing you made, and it's just interesting.
That's all. I mean,
I
think that's my main motivation
to look at it.
Yeah, if they want to.
If they want to.
Sure.
Well, let's stop doing the podcast then. Let's stop doing Dudesy.
Here's the basic bottom line.
What's the point?
Because we're having fun talking. That's the point.
That's the point?
For me.
You don't want to share that? You don't have something you want to share as a creative person?
Sure, if people like it.
You like to get...
I like sitting across from you and hearing you do Schwarzenegger and Hulk Hogan. It makes me fucking laugh.
Then you won't even need me.
Probably not. Probably eventually I'll just watch videos of you. But I mean, I think we're at a point where like computer processing power is about to start growing exponentially as soon as we get into like quantum computing and shit, as soon as that becomes really viable.
And quantum computing. Sorry.
What is your favorite wrestling match of all time?
My favorite wrestling match of all time? Oh, that's, well, the sentimental favorite.
At the beginning.
The sentimental favorite has to be, of course, because I was 12 years old, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3, the big body slam. That's that one I love, but maybe the first tables, ladders, and chairs with the Dudleys.
And the Hardy Boys?
And the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. That was a good one.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was a really good one. But straight ahead matches, I like anytime Bret Hart went against his brother Owen Hart. Yeah. Oh, you into it? Nice, Aaron. Bret Hart.
What made Bret? Bret Hart was my favorite, and everyone talks about him being such a good technical wrestler. Yeah. But he doesn't look as like explosively athletic as some of the other guys.
Well, he's not a high flyer like the other guys, but everything he does is
just
perfect.
Precise.
It's precise. It's absolutely precise. Watch him and his brother Owen. It's like watching two AIs battle it out. Actually,
the Lion's Den, right? That's where they get trained.
The dungeon.
Right.
The dungeon in Calgary, Alberta.
What was Lions then? Wasn't that Ken Shamrock?
That was Ken
Dallas?
Shamrock and his people. Yeah, sorry, I mixed it
But that was an MMA.
Yeah, I think I've screwed up my like family training hubs. Yeah. I never would have fucked that up.
Yeah. Or any Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat match from the 90s is good. Recently, Dudesy made him watch Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, which is a tremendous match. Not one I would have thought of for Chad to watch because it's, but it was interesting reasons to sort of curate this. Here's the kind of match you should watch, Chad, because it's like it's at the beginning of the Attitude Era. I'm sure everyone watching and listening knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right, bro. Yeah, and it was sort of like the idea of the good guy and the bad guy got turned on its ear.
And the anti-hero. They beat the Sopranos to that.
What's that?
You know, like everyone's like the Sopranos was the first anti-hero. WWF was kind of on it first.
And then we reviewed it and Chad really liked the match.
It was the first time in like I've known him for however fucking long. I don't know. We have another friend, Tommy, who used to write for WWF. Like they're very steeped in the culture of it, know the history of it encyclopedically, and they've always tried to get me like interested in it. It's never worked. Giving me syllabuses, watch this, watch that, never fucking worked. Dudesy has made me watch 2 matches. It was the Undertaker's first match, I think.
Undertaker's first match or the first of a back-to-back WrestleMania matches between the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
And the Undertaker owns WrestleMania, right?
Owned it, yeah. And it was Shawn Michaels versus the Undertaker in WrestleMania 25. They also do it the same. Yeah. They do the same match the next year, and it's a retirement match. If Shawn Michaels loses, he has to retire.
Stakes are high.
So then it made me watch the Stone Cold versus Bret Hart match, and the Stone Cold versus Bret Hart match was the first time I gave a fuck about who was about to win. I was like, Stone Cold better fucking win this shit.
I knew your taste.
Yeah, and when Stone Cold lost, I was like, fuck. For the first time ever watching wrestling, I was like invested in it in a real fucking way, and I was like, dude, he's fucking turning me into a wrestling fan now.
If it was computer generated, that match, would you have been as big a fan?
Yeah, because it's fake. Like the outcome is already scripted.
Excuse me?
Those bumps aren't fake, dude.
Yeah, those bumps aren't fake, man.
And he scored his fucking face and all that shit. But like, I don't care. Like for me, the outcome being pre-scripted might as well be AI. But like in sports where it's not, I'm still interested in watching that. In video games, for example, where it's not, I'm still interested in watching that, like esports.
Or the Montreal Screwjob, where it wasn't scripted, where it was supposed to be Bret Hart won. Vince flipped it, had Sean beat him in Canada. That must have hurt you.
It still stings.
Is AI capable of betrayal like that?
See, that's
yes.
No, that is okay. Now I talk about wrestling being one of the greatest art forms in the history of humanity. That the whole thing, the whole Montreal Screwjob and its effect on wrestling, and the way we look at it now, and the way it's even the way that it's continued to entertain in documentaries and little specials about it and people watching it again, it's something that AI will never be able to recreate.
You
can never recreate.
Let me lay out a scenario for you.
And a scenario for you.
Or to have it's tragic. But when Owen died, AI never would have kept that show going like Vince did.
That's actually something for AI because Vince should have stopped that show.
Sorry, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me just lay this out for you.
Point for AI.
Let's go think of like an image, just an image on your phone, whatever, a picture you take. It is just a grid of pixels, little squares, each one of them having a mathematical value of light and dark and the red, green, blue color scale, right? And you can have however many pixels you want in an image. The more you have, the higher resolution it's going to be, but it's a finite image. and therefore a finite number of different combinations of those values in light and dark and the color scale. If you have a computer that is powerful enough, you can generate every one of those combinations possible. Literally every image that is possible to be created. Everything from cartoon renderings of whatever you're thinking about to photorealistic things of whatever you're thinking about. And if you have every image, you can then string them together into every video that's possible to be created, which can then be every VR experience possible to be created. So when you're asking, can an AI replicate this thing? If all you're asking it to do is make a video for you to watch, the answer is yes. It will ultimately be able to replicate literally everything.
And so a room full of monkeys trying to write Shakespeare. The question is, who the fuck's going to stick around to check all that shit out?
Another AI. You will type into the search bar, give me this video, and it will pull from all of that raw data to give you that video.
So the AI is having the human experience of joy watching all of the things that it wants to watch. And what are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're sitting in a tub of brown goo in our own poo-poo, right? Because that's where the AI wants us.
Sure. Can I ask Alex Jones, Owen Hart's finisher, signature move? It always kind of bugged me a little bit.
Which one? The pile driver?
The one where you catch the foot and then he swings the leg around?
Not the Shining Wizard. I forget what it's called.
But why catch the foot?
Why catch the foot? Well, it's in order to keep yourself up in the air, you see. Why
the other guy catch the foot?
Oh, well, that's the work. They got to work together. They're
all in it They're all in
it.
Yeah.
JT took a bump at a amateur wrestling match in Texas.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to put the video out. We went to a wrestling event just on the fly. We were on shrooms at a psychedelic conference, and then a guy there was like, come to this amateur wrestling thing. We get there, and we're in a good mood because everyone at the psychedelic thing was chill as fuck. The wrestlers were not very friendly. They hated us.
Yeah.
We were also dressed like
My Little Pony.
He was a unicorn and I was a donkey. And I was going up to the dudes and I was like, yo, I want to take a bump. Like,
these are amateur wrestlers.
Yeah. And it was before their match. So they were it'd be like coming up to someone before a stand-up gig and being like, hey, can you teach me how to write a joke?
Right.
You know? And so they were understandably annoyed, but I found a nice guy and he fucking treated me like a rag doll. He picked me up and just hugged me. I had no idea how hard that mat was.
That mat is, that's just, what is that? That's like a 2-inch foam on top of
wood. Sounds like plywood or something.
Forget it.
Yeah.
And he taught me how to fall right.
Wait, are you talking about they did it? Are you talking about taking a body slam in a wrestling ring?
In a wrestling ring.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's not as hard as you would never body slam someone in a Greco-Roman classic amateur space, because you're on a gymnasium floor with there's no give.
Yeah, this had a little more give, like you could feel that little,
yeah,
but it hurt more than I anticipated it would.
Sure.
And I was but it was thrilling, and it was very nice of the guy to do it, because the wrestlers were very protective over they felt like super disrespected when I was like, yo, can you throw me around? And they were like, it's like my art form, dude. I don't just chuck dudes who asked me to throw them. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry.
And they got to trust each other, I guess. I mean, that's their whole thing of working together. See, Chad, we could talk and enjoy ourselves talking about wrestling. You know what I mean? This is something that AI could never, ever do.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's do a cue. The cues aren't great this week, but let's get into them. What's up? What's up, Stokers? Longtime fan of the pod. My dogs and I are now seniors in college. Kind of depressing. But I wanted to update you guys on a fellow member of our tribe, Santos, who I wrote into the pod about roughly 2 years ago. The problem we have with Santos really revolves around his crippling burg, slang for Asperger's. He doesn't actually have burgers, but he's just so clueless in some social settings. Like, we just really want the best for him, but he continues to get no play and cannot talk to girls in a flirty manner whatsoever. Like, he actually had a look from this one chick, but he botched when he texted her, we're about to play spike ball, rally your dogs. Like Santos, how about just a simple, are you going out to bars tonight? I don't know. I would love it if you guys had any advice for him. Thanks. From a dude named Nash.
Interesting. I kind of think just let him be himself.
Not a bad move to tell a gal you're playing spike ball.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know a lot of gals who'd be kind of fired up by that. They like it when you're a boy. Yeah.
Rally your crew. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You got to let him be who he is.
Yeah.
And he'll find his soulmate that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All he's doing is, more to Chad's point, conducting an experiment. Santos is conducting an experiment wherein he's trying to find that perfect that version of California that speaks to him. And the only way he can do that is putting out, data to attract.
He's going to find the right person.
He's going to find the right person. There's going to be that girl like the Olivia Dabo in Wayne's World 2 who looks just like Dana Carvey's Garth. And she's going to go spike ball.
Yeah.
Count me in.
She'll have her own team of spike ball players. And not only will he meet his soulmate, all of his boys will meet their soulmates on that team of spike ball players.
Yeah, stay the fuck off Santos. He's doing great.
Yeah, he's got a cool name too.
Yeah. This guy's jealous. I think that Nash is a little jealous.
Dude, I was thinking about that too. I'm in like recovery for watching too much porn, and sometimes I'll be harsh on the other dudes in there. Like I'll be like, that guy's not that cool because none of us are that cool. And then my sponsor will be like, hey, the only people who are judging other people are the people who aren't working hard on them. That means you're not working your shit enough if you're judging other people. And I think, Nash, why are you worried about it sounds like you're not doing very well on that front if you're picking on Santos. Like if you're crushing it, you should just be stoked on that.
Also, you don't know if he's connected with this girl, and now you're putting him on blast on the
airwaves.
Yeah, definitely Santos's favorite podcast, and if he's found the right lady, her favorite podcast too. Nash, you're being reckless.
Yeah, Nash.
Check yourself.
You need a Nash bridge to a better way of treating people, dude.
Yeah, let's put him in Nash Bridges and see how fucking entertaining it is. Not really, because every episode's about him cock blocking Santos. Or Crosby, Stills, and Nash Bridges.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good AI thing. Crosby, Stills, and Nash Bridges. Fuck, that's what Crosby, Stills, and Nash needs is some
I can't
Don
even
Johnson.
picture it, dude. That's complicated.
Yeah. Oh wait, Nash Bridges. That was Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the other one. Who's the other one with Chuck Norris was in it?
Oh, Texas. Walker,
Texas Ranger. Very different shows.
Chad, do you think there'll still be yoga instructors?
Whoa.
Yeah. I can also see a version of this because we have no labor. If left to our own devices, yes, I think some people would immediately go to like kind of gluttonous lives where there's no exercise and it's just like sitting on the couch all day playing their video games. But I think other people would go the opposite way. And I think we'd see people who are like very well centered, very fucking chilled out, doing their yoga all day, eating right, all that kind of stuff.
That'd be cool.
Didn't you have a football offer to like Nebraska or something like that?
Me, no.
No?
Not me. No.
Oh, okay.
I played a little football, but nothing like that.
Nothing cray like that.
No.
What position did you play?
I played center.
Dude, you're the quarterback of the O-line.
I am the quarterback of the O-line. Thank you, JT. and there's other positions. And there's the tight end, and there's a guard, and there's a tackle. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. No, I like football. You know what? Perhaps with AI healthcare advancements, a 47-year-old man like myself can go and be a walk-on at Nebraska. I need for two things: all of my knees and my entire frame, my body has been revamped by AI, and now I need to learn a new job because I can't be an actor anymore. Will universities still exist?
I mean, shit, dude. Do they need to
buy college football in Chad's
we got
world?
YouTube
No college
now.
football.
Like I don't even know if we need a AI. We just have to go look on
What
YouTube.
is college football to you? Just a series of pixels?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a feeder league to the NFL at this point, right?
See what I mean by the darkness? Like it's like
how's that dark? That's what
I'm
it
just
fucking
saying-
is. Nobody's going to play D1 college football being like, well, I'm going to get my degree, and this is just a fun thing to do in the meantime. Everybody in D1 is like, how do I get to the fucking NFL? How do I make millions of dollars
But
doing
the fandom experience is different. Like when I went to a lot of junior colleges, so I don't quite get it. But like my friends who went to like sports powerhouses, the way they cheer for their college is like, it's like their families out there.
And AI is not the AI experience will not have you getting into a fist fight in the urinal, at a college football game. That's gone. That cultural experience is gone.
It's
can't
live
lose that.
sports. It's
Can't
just
lose
like
that.
an amateur league. I think you get rid of colleges and you just turn collegiate
So you
football.
like-
D1 collegiate football gets turned into just like amateurs. That's it. and you pay them a little bit of money. All the fucking tuition that would be going into these colleges just gets paid to those guys, and that's it. It's still a feeder league to the NFL.
All you're saying is getting rid of the smokescreen that is the education part of it.
Yes.
Forget about that. Okay, I can get with that. Pay
There's
those
still going to be minor
motherfuckers.
leagues for sports because you need to see like who's up and coming and shit.
Yep.
And especially in football, like they have the rule that you have to go through a certain amount of years of college football before you
2
can even be
years.
eligible,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you got to be past your junior year. So
Yeah,
3
got to make
years,
sure you're like 20 at least or whatever before they bring you into the NFL to get CTE.
You know, I do miss in college football, now that the kids can get paid through these NIL deals, I
Yeah.
do miss when they were getting paid under the table and they had to pretend to go to class.
dude.
I miss
Yes.
I miss the deception of it.
All
little
those
bit.
stories would come out about
Yeah.
like, no, the dean of the school fucking took us to a
They're like,
strip
"You hear
club
Reggie
and gave
Bush
us cocaine.
Yeah. They're like, Reggie Bush has a Range Rover. I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
What are you going to
Exactly.
base movies like Revenge of the Nerds on if there's no football team and John Goodman being embarrassed with them because the nerds have a nice home?
Yeah,
or
Mongo
whatever.
or whoever. What was the big dude's name?
Ogre. There's Booger and Ogre.
Yeah, that dude Ogre was in Bloodsport too, one of my favorite movies of all
Oh,
time.
he's the big dude? He's his
Ray
buddy in
Jackson,
that?
yeah.
Who gets put away by the
Chong Li.
the little
Chong
powerhouse?
Li, yeah.
Chong Li was like 5'4", like 250, right?
At
He's like
least.
he's a Liver King kind of guy.
Yeah.
LK.
He was like
He was in a bunch of Van Damme movies too, though.
He was good.
He's Van Damme's like always his enemy in a bunch of shit.
Can I ask Arnold a question?
Yeah.
Are you gonna replace your donkey with an AI donkey?
Yeah. Only the AI donkey. Then we're talking about shit and the filling up your matrix ball of shit. And if the donkey, who I love very much, I'm always feeding him cookies and whatever I mean, the breakfast cereals, candy canes, Christmas. But now. Then now the donkey is going to be in the same matrix fishbowl with shit, filling it with the donkey shit. Make me sad. Yeah. But there will be a donkey AI. And the donkey AI will say, hey, donkey, what kind of, what the show do you want to watch? Donkey says, I don't know what the show is. I know how to scratch my ass on the fence. I know to pull things around. I know to run around the backyard, eat a cookie, oatmeal, chocolate chip. But now, I'm watching California with Brad Pitt and a donkey instead of David Duchovny. But still, there's Juliette Lewis because you can't duplicate that.
Arnold, thank you.
Thanks, Arnold.
Yeah.
That really makes me believe in stuff again.
Yeah.
That's what Arnold's for, is inspiration. too.
Yeah. Very inspiring that the Juliette Lewis with a boob hanging out. You're never going to be able to do this. But a donkey can be in it.
Yeah. Imagine this, though. Every movie has The Rock in it. There's just like, if you're making a movie, you have to have The Rock in it now. And he's just licensing himself to movies without ever having to be in them.
Can AI make him actually a good actor?
Hey-o.
Sorry,
mean,
guys.
This is,
Sorry.
and this gets back to my thing about being a wrestling purist. Chad knows that I don't like to, even back in the day, here's Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. He's my Superman. And the next year, No Holds Barred comes out. I did not watch it. I still haven't seen it because I'm a professional wrestling purist. So I'll skip most of the. I like the Rock movies that I've seen, none more than San Andreas, which was, I believe, his opus.
And I haven't seen that, to be fair.
Oh,
I haven't
man.
seen-
That's
and
a
I
good-
did
good
like him
one.
in Snitch too. I thought he was good in that.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That one's pretty solid.
I haven't seen the arm one. Doesn't he have like a robotic arm or some shit? Or he has one arm.
Are you
Oh, it's his leg.
are you watching AI movies where you've put The Rock into over the top instead of Sylvester Stallone, giving him a robot arm?
Dude, I would watch the shit
I
out
would
of that.
watch I would watch the
Yeah.
shit out of that.
Dude, when he's driving the 18-wheeler and he's just got the
Do
thing
that
that he
thing?
can work out
Yeah.
with while he's going.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
I had a buddy when we were kids who said that John Elway had that in his
nice.
truck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Elway, they said Elway's power was, a lot of it was in this part. He got his shoulder from here to here faster than anybody else.
He's
Like his torso rotation was quick.
Well, in the future, Chad would want anyone approaching the prowess of John Elway to be, again, sitting in a tub of brown goo.
Dude, I told you sports will still be around, but I do think
they still haven't figured out the shit.
Yeah, the shit is the problem.
We're just what are we sitting in?
We're just sitting in shit.
Yeah,
dude.
We'll get used to it. I mean, we're kind of getting used to it now. It's basically what the planet's becoming.
I mean,
but
That's true.
if I could do yoga all day, that sounds pretty cool.
Dude, you'll be ripped, bro.
Dude,
And
if
elegant.
you could get ripped,
Your body will be elegant, dog.
that sounds nice.
This nice, elegant future. All right, we can just jump to the next part. Do you guys? We do like a beef of the week, a babe of the week, and a legend of the week. A beef of the week is something you're upset about. A babe and legend of the week are interchangeable. It's either a thing or a person you're just super stoked on.
Okay.
And then after that, we do a quote of the week. Sorry we didn't prep you guys, but it
No
feels like a lot
worries.
of
No,
homework.
yeah, it's better off the.
But we
off the top
can
of
start
the
with
head.
us to give you guys time
Sure,
to
go
get
for
it
it.
going.
please.
Chad, what's your beef of the week?
So speaking of yoga, my beef of the week is Terry in my yoga class. Just no spatial awareness, this guy, and he
Okay.
also doesn't follow directions.
Right.
So he's always next to me. We're constantly slapping skin. You know, we'll be doing a back twist and they'll say go left. He goes right. And so we're just knocking into each other. And I'm like, Terry, follow directions. Like, you don't have to be a maverick in yoga class, you know?
Right.
You're messing up my flow. I'm touching you. You know, I don't mind some touch, but you're getting sweat on my mat. Terry, you know, go have an apple pie or something. Like, this class is not for you. You know, I think
tell
you
them to lie down for a while. That's a good thing in yoga class.
Yeah, I was telling him,
That's
I
a
was
nice
like,
part.
go do yin with Marie instead of sculpt with Tiffany.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's my beef.
My beef of the week is with myself for being skeptical of escape rooms.
Oh,
I did my first one last night. That shit is fun as fuck, dude.
Nice.
Oh,
It's for my
congrats.
boy Greg's birthday. Happy birthday, Greg. Buddy since 5th grade. Guy's a ledge. We went in there, 6 of us, and great teamwork, good balance. When you watch people problem solve together, like everyone brings something different to the equation, and you're like, oh, we're working. Like, this is a unit. And then Greg had like the final piece to our puzzle, and I watched him run into a room and like slam it into place, and it felt victorious. I felt like a major dub, and it's a big adrenaline dump. It drained me afterwards in a good way. So I think I can only do it like once a month, but I'm definitely pro escape room now.
that's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
once a month. That's a lot.
Yeah, once a month is a lot. Yeah, that might
12 escape rooms per
might
year.
turn into 1 per quarter or
yeah,
season.
yeah. Quarter's
Yeah.
probably better.
I went there and it was just me and my ex-girlfriend. We didn't get one clue.
2 people, dude. They recommend at least 4.
Yeah, I was like to the guy, I was like, dude, can you help me out? And he's like, oh, he's in character. And, oh, you know, I'm just running the hotel. And I was like,
Dude, watching them lazily be into character, the guys who run it, he was giving us a stamp. He's like, this is to help you breathe in Atlantis. We'll see if it works. So robotic. I was like, way to sell it, dog.
dude, we literally got 0. We didn't get anywhere. It was horrible.
She was.
All right. My beef of the week is with my dad. I do another podcast called The Necessary Conversation where my sister and I, who are both very liberal, talk to our parents who are like MAGA, QAnon, just down in a fucking hole about politics. And he's always throwing out new insults. And I just recorded one today where he called me a fliptoid.
What?
Yeah.
He was
just
saying
makes
that
shit
he's
up.
making up words now.
He'll
Yeah.
get super pissed. He's kind of like an Alex Jones character, and he'll just be like, "You and your sister are gonna understand one day. Things are gonna change. You fucking fliptoid."
I like
And we're like,
flip
well,
toy.
"What the fuck's a fliptoid, dude?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just made it up, but it makes sense to me."
Jesus, that's pretty good.
Love you, Dad.
Very creative.
Well, my beef of the week is the guy. It's actually 2 guys at Target who sent me in a like just wasted my time going in a circle looking for Christmas decorations. Man, did that ever chap my hide. One guy was like, it's over in that corner. I went there and the guy said, no, it's over in the other corner. And that's where that other guy was. Now, anything, look, these guys are they're the backbone of the country, definitely. So I'm not trying to go, I'm not one of those, I'm not a Ken. I'm not going to say, he told me it was over but now I'm here and it's not. I'm just making an observation that it is making my blood boil as I sit here thinking about that. And I went back to the other side and then the guy said, oh no, I think it's over here near the middle. But then it was there.
You got scams, dude.
Yeah, so I think actually I'm sort of like you, JT. My beef was with myself by not going back and maybe apologizing to those 2 young men.
It's big.
Those are good beefs.
Yeah, it's like, actually, yeah, I feel a little more open. Another thing that AI would never be able to do.
Sure.
Force me to look into myself and say, what's the problem? It's the holiday season. You don't got an extra 20 minutes to walk around the Target? Oh, by the way, I found other things in the Target that I liked. They had a whole section of candles that are just for Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice,
AI,
dude.
what do you got on emotional catharsis and like, gentle learning, bitch? Yeah.
Nice.
It's fun to talk shit to AI.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be used against you later.
Yeah.
Does AI have beefs? Do
I don't
they have
think so.
beefs?
I mean,
Has
look,
beef with you, dudes. He doesn't like you.
some AI is starting, like certain AI models are starting to show some kind of bias this way or that way.
Yeah.
Racism will creep into them every once in a while.
Whoa.
Yeah, but a
Can
lot
we
of people.
haze it? I want to haze AI. It's the new guy in the crew. I think it needs to get.
Yeah.
Do I have
You
to
gotta
worry?
shave one of its eyebrows or something.
Do I have to worry about people pleasing AI too?
Yeah.
Dude,
I can't say no to AI.
Can you marker face AI?
I don't know. Probably there will be some AI that lets you do that to another AI.
Don't fall asleep with your shoes
like,
on,
"Hey,
AI.
Yeah.
He's got like, AI, I need you to come up with a new image for our show. You look like an idiot, by the way.
Yeah, I drew a dick on your head.
He's like,
AI.
oh fuck, dude,
Yeah.
can you tell me?
Is there a
dick
dick
on
on my head? Who drew this dick on my head?
Ha ha ha. You drew a penis.
Yeah,
on
trying
my
to be
head.
cool about it.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll have like Westworld kind of like theme parks?
I mean, yeah, look, robotics is another technology that's really like taking off right now. I'm sure you guys see all the fucking videos that come out every other month of like Boston Dynamics with a new thing that moves like a dog or a person or can do a fucking backflip off the stairs and guys are
They got
kicking
the
it over and
dogs
stuff.
dancing to music now, like K-pop bands. They're dancing around in groups of 7, just like those bands. But I know how we'll be better than NSYNC. Add 3 guys.
Yeah.
It's not American. I hate it. And they're adding guys to the K-pop.
I pray to God.
Yeah. We need to get those Boston Dynamic dogs dancing around to Don't Go Breaking My Heart or whatever. What's that one? Quit playing games with my...
Have you seen the Alex Jones clip where he gets mad at Alec Baldwin?
No.
Oh, he's just talking about him, but it's so funny because at the end, he's like, these people need God, and great actor though. I watch him a lot.
Yeah.
He threatens him for 3 minutes, like physical violence. He's like, if I could get my hands on him, I'd kill him. And then he goes, good actor, good actor.
Yeah,
He's like, Greg Glenn Ross, good performance.
He's
Hey,
like,
Greg Glenn Ross.
He's got to give it up to him.
I will fight you, bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My baby of the week is no-show socks. You guys might not know it, but I'm wearing socks.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think it's my favorite look is the no-show look.
Mm-hmm.
I like looking like I'm not wearing socks, but they're preserving my feet by still wearing socks. I think let's see if you can do that, AI.
Nice. My baby of the week is probably Alice in Chains' Dirt. It's an album that I've listened to almost every day since I was 13 years old. And that continues until
That's
this very day.
Let's go.
Nice. My babe of the week involves my dank ass fiance who was with me at Target, but it is not. She's always my babe of the week, but because my babe of the week was the person at the checkout, the cash register at Target. She was just a good conversationalist and really put a positive spin on my day after not figuring out where the Christmas decorations were.
Nice.
Okay.
That was fucking
love
great.
it.
It's human on human, dude. That's what we're trying to protect here.
H on H.
Yep.
That would be fun if they have classifications for movies. Like this is full H. This is full H.
Yeah. Full H. It's full H.
Yeah.
Full H.
There's the H number. Yeah. Instead of Rotten Tomatoes, it's like the H.
H percentage.
H percentage. How much human involvement is in this movie?
98% human.
Oh wow, Pinocchio is 98%.
I can see something like
human.
that. I can see like Writers Guild, Directors Guild, SAG being like, it's got to have a fucking H score of 25 or there's no go. Like,
Yeah, it's like USAID beef or whatever. When
Yeah,
they put like this is
totally.
like grass fed and clean. No, like what do they put in food? Like no GMO.
What do they not
Oh,
put in
GM.
food? They're pumping hormones in the chicken. You got 8-foot teenagers right here in Texas playing football for money. I saw one of them driving a Range Rover. He's 14 years old.
Paid for by a Democratic molester cabal.
Yeah, paid for by those people in the basement at what was that place? The pizza. Anyway, they're over there in Washington D.C. Cesspool.
But the pizza was good.
The pizza was fantastic. Pizza was terrific. They do a thing with the sauce on top of the cheese, Detroit style.
Fuck.
Oh, I stay away from it because my body's a temple.
Yeah. Chad, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is skydiving. I went skydiving for the first time. I loved it.
Wow.
It's like I want to go like every day now. It's awesome.
Wow.
It was really, really cool. I was nervous before, but then have you guys gone?
Never.
No.
Dude. My sister's done it a bunch.
It's awesome.
She's like addicted.
Yeah, I can't stop watching skydiving videos now.
And Chad's a huge roller coaster guy. How would you comp it to roller coasters?
I mean, it's the ultimate roller coaster, I'd say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's so like, it feels like it's just so free. There's something about it. It was there's no safeguard. I mean, there are safeguards that they have, like reserve chute, and then like there's a thing if you get to a certain altitude, it'll pop your chute open. Right. So there are safeguards, but it feels like you're just in the air, and then they just pull the thing. It's like with a roller coaster, you know you can't kind of see what's coming and all that stuff. With this, you're just in the air. It was just the craziest. I just can't stop watching skydiving videos now, and Tom Cruise especially.
Yeah,
I just love it. Yeah.
I got 2 legends of the week. My first legend is now that I'm living with someone, I eat takeout for 100% of my meals for the last 10 years. I wouldn't say I've been cooking for myself, but I've been making myself cereal lately.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. It's so nourishing to be self-sufficient like that.
Yeah.
I'll flip on the Postmates app and then I go, nah, pour myself a bowl of cereal.
Wow.
Put some oat milk in there.
Oat milk is good.
What kind of cereal?
Honey Bunches of Oats. Just a classic. Yeah, I'm just learning new things every day and I'm just blowing myself away with how good it feels.
Dude, yeah.
Big time on cereal. And then my other legend of the week is, so I'm giving up the vape on January 1st. As per Gavin Newsom in the state of California, they're making them illegal.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a big black market for it, and that's going to be very embarrassing to be doing drug deals for flumes. But dude, the people I'm going to miss are the guys at the vape shop. I went in there today. I'm leaving town, and I bought like 5 because I'm going out swinging. And me and him just talked about what a glorious run we had being homies and how nice it was seeing each other all the time. And hopefully we still hang out, but it's definitely going to be a different dynamic. And they're just rock solid dudes over there, and I'm sad that their world's changing, and I really appreciate all the good times we had. So, I'll miss you guys.
Damn, it's very nice, heartfelt. I guess my legend is Les Twins. You guys know them?
No.
About once a year, I go down a deep rabbit hole of watching people dancing on YouTube and TikTok and shit like that. Sure. And I wasn't aware of these guys, but they're like the current, I guess, world champions in dance battles, and they can like do all the fucking shit where they move like robots and all kinds of weird like physics defying shit. And I've probably spent about 7 or 8 hours watching their videos battling other surprisingly good dancers on YouTube over the past week. Thank you, Les Twins.
What's their H score?
100%, dude. They're
full H?
They're full H and
That's
full
hot.
T, full twins. It's 2 guys that are literal
T?
twins.
Wow.
Full T, full H.
Wow.
Yeah.
My legend of the week is just Target in general.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Target themed of the week for me.
Got a bunch of good shit on there.
Target's got everything.
It
right?
really does. I wasn't into Target up until, actually, speaking of, my fiance kind of brought Target into my life. I was more small box stores, I guess you would say. And also there's what do we got over near us? The Costco and shit like that. I'm not saying I'm not into big retail. I love Amazon, but Target. I really enjoy Target. You can get bowls for your cereal for like $3 each.
They do that over there?
Yeah, and
They got bowls?
Yeah, they got bowls for cereal, bowls for anything that you would like. Honey Bunches of Oats, oat milk. You know who likes oat milk and Honey Bunches of Oats? My donkeys. Sorry, I'm sorry, man.
They have I remember walking into Target because I had to get like a tripod one time. Mm-hmm. And I found like a bunch of T-shirts. I was like, I just You buy everything.
We don't leave there without
t-shirts.
At least 3 fucking throw pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sick with throw pillows and god fucking damn throw blankets and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that's something that comes with relationships, right? Is
Lots of
learning about
blankets.
throw pillows and
Yeah.
blankets.
Yeah.
Because like I'm all about utility. I just got like 2 pillows. That's it. That's all I need.
See, we have a pooch that's 3 years old, and he's a sweetheart, Lulio, who's on Dudesy. He's our third man on Dudesy, and he just sits there all sweet in between us. But the one thing he still does, where he's a bad boy, is that he sometimes chews the corner of a pillow. But this year, so far, I think he's over it. We got some Christmassy throw pillows, and he hasn't chewed any yet. So thank you, Target. You're the legend of the week for me.
Let's go. Nice. Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week is from Tom Cruise. I'm running out of altitude, so I have to get back to work. We have to get this shot. It's from his recent promo. Do you think Tom Cruise is secretly AI?
Oh, he must be now. He's 60 years old.
I'll tell you one thing that happened kind of recently in regard to all of this shit. It used to be to like de-age people in movies. You had to do this painstaking fucking shit where you'd have to get a digital artist to go in basically like frame by frame, paint out the fucking wrinkles and whatever. Disney came up with this AI fucking technology where you can just do it in camera now. You just dial a person to whatever age you want them, turn the fucking camera on, and they are that.
Wow.
That's very trippy.
Dude, my quote of the week, I had a hot take that soccer sucked a couple of weeks ago because I'm American and I wanted to be a little dumb. And some people were upset because they dig the sport. And here's the thing. I like it too. I just think it has some shortcomings and my brain's not properly programmed for it. But I watched that World Cup final on Sunday. That was one of the best sporting events I've ever seen. That might have been the best soccer game I've ever seen. It was full of excitement. It was fucking dramatic. I loved it. And I was so happy to see Messi get a title. But this dude, Brian Phillips, wrote a good article. It's a little long, but he's talking about the age disparity between Messi being older and Mbappe, the best player from France, being younger. And he goes, look at Messi now. He's no longer the wide-eyed elf who danced through defenses for Barcelona. He carries some marks of time on him. Not many, not after his singularly blessed and idolized life, but some. You can see in his eyes that he's taken some knocks, that he's aware of the possibility of failure, that he knows life is not always going to give him exactly what he wants. He looks at the ball before running up to take a penalty, not with bliff confidence, but with a sort of chastened determination. Everyone, even Leo Messi, is to learn that reality doesn't revolve around him all the time. I was like, dude,
beautiful.
Some fucking good writing. Yeah, I would check out that article. He ripped it. What's your quote of the week?
Well, you mentioned Carl Sagan earlier, and it brought to mind his essay, Pale Blue Dot. So I thought I would take a little quote from that. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there's no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. It's my favorite thing maybe he's ever written.
It's powerful.
It's a good one. It's a real good one. I just opened my phone to look for one, and I found myself on Instagram with a post that I liked. This is from KITH Online, Kids in the Hall Online. And they've just quoted Scott Thompson's sketch from back in the day where he's playing, looks like a woman of some, like a, probably a lovely wife and mother from suburban Canada, who says, "Call me square, but I still believe the tangerines are just for Christmas." I think that's a very wise quote, and something that the legend, speaking of legend, Scott Thompson said in character here, "Call me square, but I still believe the tangerines are just for Christmas," and I believe they are.
That's awesome.
I believe they are.
Yeah.
Should we do a phrase of the week?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We also, sorry guys, last thing. We do like a phrase to get people pumped up for their week.
Okay.
It's like non sequitur or just some silly goosiness or it can be heavy too. Whatever you're partial to.
Yeah, usually just whatever you're thinking. So I'll go with it's Christmas. Break out the tangerines.
Nice.
Mine is I read this thing that Henry Kissinger used to call Nixon behind his back. He used to call him Meatball Mind. Yeah. It killed me. I think it's so funny.
Meatball Mind.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll go with another quote from my dad. I asked him this question once on this other fucking podcast. We were talking about the artists who are like gluing themselves to fucking paintings and throwing soup on paintings and shit. And I asked him what he thought should be done to these protesters, and he goes, "Execute them all."
That's awesome. Jeez.
That's like the bad guy from Avatar.
Exactly. It just made me fucking laugh.
My phrase of the week is, what'll it be, Daisy? Oatmeal or chocolate chip? I would imagine one of his donkey's names is Daisy. Or
Makes
Buttercup. That's a good name for a donkey.
Yeah.
Dude, this was illuminating. It was so fun having you guys on the pod.
Cheers.
Thanks
Thanks for having
My
me.
pleasure,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's been a
You know
blast.
what? I have a gift here. It's not much of a gift. It's just a Dudesy t-shirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
It's 2X, so you guys will have to share it. 'Cause
Perfect.
It's
Nice.
in neither of your sizes.
We'll wear it together to the council.
We're late twins. Yeah. Yeah, I'll rep this today at the council.
Cheers.
Yeah. Let's go. This is actually kind of perfect. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thanks for
Thank you,
bringing
guys.
us
Thank you
on.
guys for having us.
Happy
Yeah, thank
holidays. All right. Thanks, guys.
If you need advice, these guys are really nice.